Hey everybody, PJ back with Exotic Car Hacks, and today we are talking about this. Now you might be wondering, well, why the hell would you buy another Aston Martin Vanquish for your car collection, since it's so cheap compared to everything else here and it doesn't really flow? And listen, I get it, typically not. And it was actually funny, I posted it on Facebook and someone actually asked me, they're like, oh, why would you buy that? Or should I even buy that? Because they were considering an Aston, and is it a good car? So we've done plenty of reviews here on the Aston Martin Vanquish. This is not a new idea, or Vanquish is not now a looked at car. In the hacking methodology, the Vanquish works phenomenal for hacks because it is an undervalued asset on the market, which means it will eventually start to pull up. And for now, these cars used to sell for 100K to 110. Now they're selling for 120 to 150. And some of these 16s are also going for significantly more money in the 150s, 160s, etc. But they're still trading hands around the wholesale idea. So this was actually a project car in collaboration with Velocity AP and Will's Boutique. And so it is not an ordinary Vanquish, which we're going to talk about just a little bit so you understand what I actually ended up buying. This is a 2016 Aston Vanquish Volante commissioned by Q in Stratus White with all carbon options and a very rare dark blue interior with white piping and stitching. Looks fantastic. It has been modified with an entire Velocity AP power kit, which means it sounds freaking glorious with headers, cats, exhaust, filters, and tune. And it is sitting on HRE two-piece wheels, which are, again, some of the best ever made, with this really beautiful satin smoke finish on the spokes and then polished lips. But this is also the first set of HREs made for a Vanquish that actually sported 325 rear wheel, and it has been flawlessly put together by the guys at Will's Boutique to really get this perfect stance and perfect look. And then it is lowered on Velocity AP springs, specifically built for this car to perfectly have this exact stance as you see here. It is absolutely gorgeous. It only has 6,000 miles and it is in perfect shape, and it has full PPF on the whole car. If I was going to add one Vanquish to my collection, it had to be this, because I previously had built the hottest coupe Vanquish ever using very similar components, which was my silver one, which you may have seen on my page. But this particular one is the better and final of the Vanquishes before the Vanquish S kind of started debuting in 2018, which I wouldn't mod. I think the Vanquish S is a more collectible car, but yet values are still in the twos. So if you're going to hack a Vanquish, this is really as good as it gets. This is in the, basically, if you're getting a 15 and up, you're going to get the better end of the better transmission, the better tuning, and everything else that comes with it. And then we modified it even further to give the Aston the not only noise but characteristics it needed to really stand out and not just be so boring. Now, one of the reasons I personally bought this car is because I've always loved the Astons, and I had a DBS Superleggera, which you guys have seen in the channel as well, and I didn't really feel like the Superleggera was that exciting a car in the dollar range it was. So meaning, like, if I was going to spend 250, 300K, would I buy a Superleggera, or would there be other cars on the road? And realistically, there are just better cars in that market in that range of dollar. However, for this, I don't think there are better cars on the market in the mid-hundreds when it comes to the Aston Martin than the Aston Martin Vanquish. So while this car isn't really a cheap car, it's more closer to $200,000, it is still the better version of what I consider to be the most hackable and best version of Aston Martin. And it's just an incredible car to kind of drive around and put miles on. And I needed more cars to basically add miles on, because with the arrival of the STO, the SF90, and all of these things, then, you know, I typically don't drive some of these cars on a day-to-day basis because I don't want to add too many miles. But I do drive them periodically, I just don't drive them all the time. That said, I wanted a car that I would be more comfortable just getting in and out of on an ongoing basis, and also to take my mom around in a convertible, because outside of the Dawn, I really didn't have anything else. She doesn't like the SVJ, it's too noisy and annoying, so she chose kind of not to ride in it no matter what. This one, on the other hand, different story. Great car all around, and a great collaboration between some great brands like Velocity, AP, and Will's Boutique, who helped put this incredible car together, and now it sits right here in my garage. So I bought this car because it makes financial sense. I bought this car because I wanted to have an Aston in the garage anyways, and this was the right Aston to physically put here. And I would tell you that right now, Aston Martin is an undervalued brand compared to everything else. And while I think that there's a lot of cool products coming out on the Aston side, like the Valhalla and the Valkyrie, I think that this particular variant is the best of what was once left of Aston Martin, which was the original V12, the original style and design cues that really made Aston Martin so exciting, with one of the best and latest updated interiors, and the car just works. And so that is why it is in my garage. That is why I've decided to add it to the collection. And that is why you should also be considering a Vanquish if you haven't had a chance to yet, because it just makes sense. And they are really good cars. They don't often break down. They're very easy to maintain. And as a result of that, they're quite brilliant all around. A lot better than some of these older Gallardos and F430s that can be found for similar ranges of price. So if you're looking for an Aston, look for a 14 at a very low dollar, under 120, or look for a 15, 16 under the 135, 140K range, and I think you'll do just fine. Volantes, you can add a 10K to that. But I think with low miles and good care, these cars run forever, and they're just incredibly good financial hacks. So check it out. Make sure you click the link in the description to learn how to hack a car and why, of course, leasing is a scam, but more importantly, how to avoid depreciation, high cost of repairs, and high cost of insurance by joining our community where we teach you everything you need to know to get in and out of exotics without losing any money. Click like, turn on notifications, hit subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video for Exotic Car Hacks.